Hi guys, it's Marianne, the Frugal Chef, and this is Susa. She's my son's mother-in-law, so we better treat her well. She's gonna make an Aztec, it's called Aztec pudding, Aztec pastel or casserole, sometimes even Aztec lasagna for us today. So this is really exciting. She is the specialist in this. Everybody loves her pastel, no? Mm-hmm. Yes. So let's make this, okay? In this pot, we are going to brown a very small onion in a little bit of oil. We're just gonna lightly brown it so that we can make our salsa. Guys, the first thing we're gonna do is make the salsa. We're making a tomatillo salsa. Susa actually has a nursery and she grows the tomatillos here. This she's already husked and she's boiled it with some garlic and she froze it. So now she's going to blend it for us with some cilantro that you see in there, with some chilies. You can use serrano, jalapeno. We're using our local chile here, the locoto. You can see how it's getting peeled in there.
After you cook the green tomatoes, you have to put them in a dish, on a plastic bag, in a bowl, whatever you have to freeze them, with some of the liquid from the boiling, because you need the liquid afterwards for the blending. Otherwise the sauce could be too thick.
So Susie's adding a little more olive oil to the onion that we browned. So now she's adding the sauce to the pan and she's going to, cook it in the hot oil with the onion. If you would like to, you could add one more garlic clove to these tomatillos when you are blending them. Guys, one thing, we didn't salt the salsa. We will after it's cooked, okay? But Susa's saying here, you can use store-bought salsa if you want, but she likes to doctor it. She tastes it to see if it has enough chili, but she always adds more cilantro because, it's kind of bland when you buy it at the store. Okay, now that it started boiling, Susie added some salt and pepper to taste, taste it. It should be on the salty side, not salty, but we're gonna mix it with cream that has no salt in it. So, you wanna make sure that there's some flavor there. While our salsa is cooking, guys, we're gonna start getting our tortillas ready. We have a skillet here with a little bit of oil, and Susie's using very thin corn tortillas that she's going to fry.
The tortillas have to be thin. It looks, the pastel azteca comes out finer and more delicate. You have to fry them in order to avoid that once you put the sauce and the cream and the cheese on it, it doesn't become too soft.
Or soggy, yeah.
Soggy. Mm-hmm. So you fry them from both sides, and then you have to drip the extra oil, and don't fry them too much because otherwise they crack very easily. So fry them all at once. I have all the ingredients to get ready so you can prepare the last part of the pastel azteca. The oil has to be very hot, so you just leave the tortillas a minute at most.
All right, check out the salsa. It's ready, and as you can see, it's not bright green anymore. It's more on the, brownish side, so now it's ready. Okay, now that the salsa is cooked, Susie's gonna mix it with cream. You can use sour cream. We're gonna use regular whipping cream. She's gonna add a cup. So she's just gonna mix this well, and so we have it ready to, to assemble our pastel. Taste this for salt after you mix it with the cream, and if it needs more, adjust it. Okay, the first thing we're gonna do is put a layer of cream at the bottom here. It can be sour cream, as I said, or whipping cream like we're using. Notice that we are making a big pastel. You can either serve 12 main servings out of this or up to 30 for appetizer. Okay, so on top of the cream go the tortillas. So now, some salsa.
You have to put enough because once you put it in the oven, dries up a little bit. So put, and also you cover the whole tortillas.
So now the chicken.
So you put half of the chicken. On top of the chicken, we put this shredded cheese. Has to be mozzarella or can be Edam. Any cheese that you like that melts well.
So cheddar would work too, or you can use that Mexican, you know, 4-blend cheese or whatever.
Okay, then we put again the next layer with tortillas, sauce, and chicken. We repeat the same thing that we did before.
If your tortillas have curled too much because of the, you know, of the frying, you can kind of, right, like that. You can kind of, you know, squish them into the casserole dish. That's fine.
We go back to the same operation. You have to put again the sauce. This dish seems complicated, but it's not. Once you have all the ingredients, it's very easy and fast. Then you put the rest of the chicken. Sometimes, if you want, you can make 4 layers, but it's a little bit high. And not all Pyrex will be high enough for 3 layers. We are done with the second layers, and as I told you, if they are not completely flat, don't worry, because you can press down and doesn't affect.
She's filling in all the little holes there so that it has a nice layer of tortilla.
So we put the last third of the sauce on top.
We have an oven heating at 350 degrees, guys, and this is going to bake for about an hour.
You can tell if the pastel Aztec is ready when it starts boiling on the sides. Don't overcook because the sauce dries out. Okay?
Okay.
And then we put the sauce and you end up with cheese. Sometimes, some of the recipes don't mix the sauce with the cream. And they put lots of cream separate. But sometimes I prefer cooking a little bit light, so I can control the amount of cream we are using.
But for a final touch, we're gonna put some thin strips of chili on top. You know, you can use any hot pepper you want, and this is, of course, it's optional. You don't have to do it, but it looks pretty with it.
Yeah, it's mostly for decoration.
Mm-hmm.
If you have access to chile poblano, you can use that. It's delicious with chile poblano, but we don't have them here. So I try to use always fresh stuff. I don't like to use canned food.
Yeah, that's against the frugal chef rules, right?
Right. So you just put it like decoration any way you want, and it will give a little bit of taste too.
Hey, check that out, guys. As you can hear, there's a bunch of people here waiting for us to serve them. This looks good, huh? We're gonna plate it. Okay, Susie is going to serve this for us. She's cutting it for an appetizer. We're gonna serve this with her famous refried beans and guacamole. All right, this is my friend Sheila, and she's gonna taste this for us today instead of myself, so you can believe her. Sheila?
I have already tasted it, and it's wonderful. It's great.
All right, see guys, you need to make this.
So, excuse me, I have to eat now.
And now here's Anna to tell us what she thinks.
Really great. Fantastic. Thank you, Marianne.
It has to be with the frijoles